I had quite considerable hopes and expectations for MCR because that I have a huge concern about the levels of resilience that young people have in my school. I think teenagers today are faced with some challenges which they find really difficult to overtake. For me, my hope for MCR was to at least support some young people with the opportunity to get that kind of support that's sadly lacking, and allow them to try and find from somewhere the confidence to be a success for when they leave school.
My hopes and expectations were that we'd be able to support the most vulnerable young people in our school community. We are proud of our ability to support, we're proud of our ability to offer tailored curriculum, but our school, like any other in Scotland at the moment, struggles to give individualised, personalised support to the most vulnerable young people in our school. And I think the MCR programme gives an opportunity for schools and a community to work together to support these young people. The traditional role of school has changed beyond all recognition, and there's a mental health epidemic affecting our modern young people, and we need to support that. And if we can't take quality, structured and valuable time to talk to every young person, then you're not going to manage to get to the core of what the problems for those young people are. You're only going to skim the surface. You can send them out the door with a handful of certificates that suggest that they've done some learning, but if they're not able to be confident individuals, to be able to sit in an interview and articulate what their skills are, then you're not really preparing that young person for the modern world.
When our MCR first started 18 months ago, we were hoping for a transformational change in the way our young people were supported. We know that young people need 5 key adults to support them on their journey through school, and through MCR Pathways this has provided some of our most vulnerable learners with another trusted adult.
If you go into the community during the school day, you will occasionally see a mentor and a mentee sitting having a coffee in the community talking about the issues that are affecting that young person's life. And that is a massive change from what went before, because before that young person might have been in a class or a setting where they weren't happy, they weren't achieving their potential, and they weren't being able to deal with the issues that are stopping them from learning. We have, of course, in the early days of MCR seen some quite dramatic turnarounds with some of our young people. I have evidence, empirical and conversational, where we've seen young people improved attendance rates, we've seen young people with improved attainment rates, happier, achieving in school, and the evidence for that comes from that young person themselves.
For me personally, I think relationships has been a major part of changes here, even between different year groups, peer groups. They're all kind of mixing into one. Because I'm under the support hub with Miss McCall, they access my room quite a lot for various reasons, including the MCR Pathways, and these relationships are being built through them. So I would say relationships is the most vital part here in the school, and that's the thing I see the most in.
We're seeing some young people who were disaffected, who didn't want to come into school, are coming into school even on a daily basis just to meet with their mentor. We're seeing increases in attendance of some of our more vulnerable young people. We're seeing increased engagement in learning, and we're seeing them having positive feelings about themselves.
I'm seeing a huge difference in the school. I mean, we are running MCR alongside another programme called MVP, Menders and Violence Prevention. So what we're seeing as a result of both of those programmes is a massive reduction in exclusions from school, and so that means that young people are continuing to learn. The days lost to learning are very, very few indeed, and I think we are probably one of the lowest number of exclusions for any school in the North East, and that is not a coincidence because that's running alongside MCR.
What I would say is MCR is about paying it forward, and it's about making a difference, not just to our young people but to our community as well.
Absolutely recommend it 100%. I feel that it's an initiative that we could not afford not to invest in. You know, it's an absolute no-brainer for me, you know, that we just couldn't be able to make the improvements that we've made in our school and in the lives of young people without having the MCR Pathways project in the school. Just no way.
I think the main benefit that engaging with the MCR framework is that you have a dedicated person in school to drive this forward. We all know in busy secondary schools, initiatives come, initiatives go. It's easy to have good ideas. It's easy to identify people who've got the skills to take those good ideas forward. But in the busy, fast-paced world of a modern secondary school, with all the demands on your time, with all the difficult problems that have to be fixed and crop up every day, the fact that one person is in school dedicated to driving this forward, to me, is the key benefit.